Good morning. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to be discussing Bob Chapek and Disney kind of doing a little skirt, little dance, a little two-step around an issue going through Florida right now. And how does this relate to entertainment? Well, it involves Bob Chapek and Disney, who pretty much own a lot of the entertainment and media that folks consume these days. So I figured it was worth talking about it because I haven't had a chance to opine on the topic yet. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. Allow Mind Monkeys to roll the footage.
Oh no, they's doing gay jokes without me.
Shh. It's okay. You're part of it.
So here we are today, folks, and we are on Deadline.com. But before we get into this, Bob Chapek to helm Disney's annual meeting amid Don't Say Gay backlash. The Florida Don't Say Gay bill passed legislature. It heads to the governor for signature. The controversial bill, named the Don't Say Gay bill, passed through the legislature. Now it heads to Governor DeSantis' bill for signing. That's House Bill 1557. It received 22 yeas, 17 nays. DeSantis has indicated he will sign the bill into law. If he does so, it will go into effect July 1st. Now, before we get into the Deadline article, I wanted to talk about this a minute because this is what the bill actually does before you listen to these weirdos that are crying on Twitter and protesting and pissing themselves like they always do, because everything that anybody does that they don't like makes that person literally Zitler for monetization purposes. So this is what the bill covers. The bill would ban teaching about sexual orientation or gender identity until after third grade. It also requires school districts to have procedures to notify parents if there's a change in a child's mental, emotional, or physical health. A parent could sue a district for violations. Critics worry it would silence students, the bill's sponsor said. It's about parents' rights to raise their own child. Yes, 100 times. I am very in favor of the L's, the G's, and the B's, all right? They're the normal part of the alphabet community. They are. There's a lot of good people in that community. Now, that being said, if they're parents, it's their job to teach their child about why they have two mommies or two daddies, okay? That's the parents' job. That's not the school's job to educate them on that. Now, the schools, back when I was in school, in middle school, say about what, like 1991, 92, you had, the schools taught sex ed, which was, your body, reproductive things, and there we go right there. It teaches normal human reproduction, all right? I'm not saying this bill does, but I'm saying in schools, that's what they used to teach. They teach you about your body and things your body goes through, changes, puberty, all that. This is, okay, this whole gender identity thing, let's be honest. Why do we need to placate people who want to fucking play pretend? We don't need to placate that and facilitate that in the public schools, because no 6-year-old knows if they're quote unquote, transformer at that. But they don't. I'm sorry. At 6-year-old, you might think you're a fire truck or a fucking Power Ranger or, a Sith Lord or a Jedi or, a Muppet Baby. I don't know. But I have a 6-year-old child. My 6-year-old right now knows the difference. He knows the difference. He's a boy. He knows he's a boy, and he knows that there's differences between boys and girls. And he knows that that's what exists, boys and girls. Because I've taught him that you're either a boy or you're a girl. And you, son, were born a boy, and that's what you'll always be. So it's the parent's job. It's not the school's job to teach this. That is the problem with that's the problem with socialists. They don't have kids, they have your kids. And they want to indoctrinate your kids and, force them into believing things that you might not believe in. They aren't mentally ready to handle yet. And this handles kindergarten through third grade. So we're talking, 5 to 9-year-old children. by 9 years old, a child may start to figure out that, hey, I may be attracted to the same sex. That's not a problem, but it's not the school's job to act on that. And it's not the school's job to let a child change their gender identity and then say the parents are being abuseful if the parents don't agree with it. Because that's not the school's fucking job. You see what I'm saying? It's not. So let's get into this article before I make a 45-minute rambling video. Bob Chapek to helm Disney's annual meeting amid Don't Say Gay backlash. So now I just kind of wanted to use that to contextualize this article so I can tell you how it relates to the entertainment world, because we try to veer as far away from politics as we can. Sometimes things like this blur the lines, and I'll admit the lines are very blurred here, even so for my liking as, you know, the face of the channel. But, you know, these are my views and my values that I'm expressing to you right now. And I teach my child that, you know, you can love whoever you want to love when you're an adult. That's absolutely fine. Dad and mom will never tell you that's not right. But as long as you know that you were born a boy, you'll always be a boy. You'll grow into a man, and that's what you are. And anything else is I didn't, you know, obviously I didn't tell him that anything else is just mental illness, but I said anything else is just, it's make-believe, it's not real. So I said, we'll, you know, have more of that discussion the older he gets. But I said, just enjoy being a kid. Don't worry about these things. And I have, you know, I've told him, you know, because he's got, you know, his little girl, you know, that he hangs out with at school, and, you know, we're friends with the parents, so they hang out, and, you know, they know that one's a boy, one's a girl. That's, you know, that's how it works. That's how science works. You can't change chromosomes. So I know some of these people wish they could, but, you know, that's not reality. That's the fantasy world that we allow these smooth brains to live in. Bob Chapek to helm Disney's annual meeting amid Don't Say Gay backlash. This from, who is this? Jill Goldsmith. At Disney's last shareholder meeting, the big issue was a sad girl who couldn't see Raya the Last Dragon with her troupe because their local theater hadn't accepted Disney's stiff rental terms to show the film. And that is true. Disney charges theaters a king's ransom for films. So a lot of local theaters can't pay that steep price. At the 2022 meet, which unspools at 1 p.m. Eastern Wednesday, Bob Chapek arrives with a bigger controversy on his hands. The maelstrom surrounding his perceived late and weak-kneed response to the Florida legislation that critics are calling the Don't Say Gay bill, which is very disingenuous. And here we go. Social media has been buzzing with discontent from in and outside the company with hashtags Disney Say Gay Disney, and Disney Do Better, accelerating with a statement by Chapek yesterday declined to condemn the bill, which would effectively ban the discussion of LGBT community and sexual orientation or gender identity in the state's public schools from kindergarten to third grade, which is perfectly fucking rational. I don't need to be lectured by Bob fucking Chapek about how I should raise my children or what bill shouldn't pass. Bob, do us all a favor. Shut the fuck up. These people are weird. Let's be honest. The people that are, you know, using these hashtags, guaranteed, at least 60% of them probably aren't parents. They're just weirdos who want their ideology pushed on your kids. And as I said, it's not their job. It's not the school's job to raise your children. It's your fucking job to raise your children. And anything else means you're an irresponsible parent. If you cannot raise your own children properly, that's your fault. If your kids turn into little criminals, thieves, you know, assholes, that's on you, because you failed. You failed as a parent. Somewhere along the lines, you failed. And I know everybody's busy, everybody works, and that's a thing. You have to make time. One of our close friends, and I'm not going to say who she was, but one of my wife and I's close friends, we were talking about, you know, raising kids. And she has, 3? And she was like, I send my kids to school. It's their job to raise them. I'm like, what? I was completely dumbfounded. What? We love this woman to death. What? That statement right there really lets you in on a certain mindset that some people have. And it's fucking wrong. And it's damaging to your kids. That's damaging to your kids. that you do that. That's irresponsible as a parent. Instead, the CEO promised the company will have a more fulsome conversation about this at the company-wide summit planned for April, by which time the proposal may have been signed into law by Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. Chapek's comments in a memo to staff came after days of protesters at Walt Disney World, Disney scion Abigail Disney, and others asking the company to take a stand.
Why?
Why does the company need to take a stand on this? Why? With these woke companies, you saw how it affected a lot of them when they did this shit. It hurts the bottom line. There's a difference between being inclusive and making stupid business decisions. And believe me when I say this is a completely stupid business decision if they take a hard stance on this. Former Disney CEO Bob Iger, who bid shareholders adieu at the last annual meeting, tweeted that the bill, if passed, will put vulnerable young alphabet people in jeopardy. No, it won't. No, it won't. They don't know that they're fucking alphabet at that point, you fucking twat! Iger stepped down from his role as executive chairman at the end of 2021. President Joe Biden called the bill hateful.
I know what you did. You're a damn pedigree. All right, just get the hell out of here. I got a goddamn
Oh, what do you know? Hey, man, this bill's hateful, man. I poop myself. President Joe Biden called the bill hateful, yes, because that's the voice of reason we've all been waiting for at this point. His customers are children. This bill harms children in ways that will damage many for life. At Disney should never be a company that doesn't stand up for the safety and support of all children. They certainly should never financially support those who attack children like this, tweeted Judd Apatow. Fuck you, Judd Apatow. Shut your fucking mouth, you dumb bitch. Go make another stupid, shitty movie with that fat fuck Seth Rogen. Damn! Shut the fuck up, Judd fucking Apatow. This damaging to children is fucking pushing shit on them at an early age that they mentally can't process yet, you fucking cunt. Disney's political donations, including in Florida, are bipartisan. Chapek said the company's new corporate affairs chief, Jeff Morrill, will be reassessing advocacy strategies, including political giving, because of course they will.
You out of your goddamn mind.
Don't Say Gay overshadowed another big gripe of late that's also likely to surface tomorrow: the price of enjoying Disney theme parks since they reopened. The company still offers a basic ticket with the price unchanged, but peak periods are blacked out, and there are new tiers of additional services for guests who pay more. CFO Christine McCarthy said yesterday at a media conference defended the tiers. Some people have more time than they do money, and some have more money than they do time.
You serious?
Spoken like somebody who's completely out of touch with the common person. Stockholders at their annual meeting will vote to approve the company's board of directors, including Chapek, to approve executive compensation, an advisory or non-binding vote, and to weigh in on the usual proposals by investors seeking more transparency. This year, these include requests for annual report disclosing lobbying prices and activities, and for a diligence report evaluating human rights impacts. They're worried about the political and human rights impact of a bill that is steeped in fact when Disney has a lot of their merchandise produced, and they try to bend the knee to China, who has Uyghur Muslims in camps where you learn how to think. That's kind of hypocritical, don't you say, Disney?
Who's the asshole?
For a report on median and adjusted pay gaps across race and gender. Get the fuck out of here. That's hilarious. A workplace non-discrimination audit and report. More bullshit.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
And a request to amend the company's governing documents
2 hours later.
to lower the stock ownership threshold to call a special meeting of shareholders.
Yada, yada, yada.
Disney's annual meetings are often good corporate theater, like in 2004 where Roy Disney led a revolt and Michael Eisner was ousted from the board and subsequently from his perch as chief executive.
Boo this man!
Disney has a very broad retail investor base, one of the few stocks that traditionally parents and grandparents have bought for their kids and grandkids. In pre-pandemic days, it wasn't unusual for the annual event to be populated with children and families making a vacation of it. Tomorrow's meeting is virtual due to lingering COVID. Okay, so this article was written yesterday. I'm recording this Wednesday at 10:28 a.m. This happens at 1 p.m. Lingering COVID is bullshit, all right?
Bullshit.
This is excuses. Excuses.
You sell some? It's all bullshit. All of it.
So it is a bit easier for the company to control. Instead of lining up in the aisle at actual microphones to make a point, shareholders get into an online queue. Disney shares have dipped today more than the overall market, but stocks have been extremely volatile across the board as the brutal war in Ukraine and subsequent sanctions to Russia have unfolded.
Sure, Jan.
Disney was the first Hollywood studio to announce it was pulling its film releases from Russia. Corporate virtue signaling. Isn't it great?
Hey, you know who lives in this house? A great big phony. That's right. A phony lives here. A big fat phony.
I'm an alphabet animation writer at Disney, and this is why I want the company to take a stand against the Don't Say Gay bill. Let's look at this.
Hey everyone, I'm Ben Seaman, and I am a cartoon television writer. And yes, Seaman is how you say
Okay, he's going to make the joke for me.
my last name. And yes, middle school sucked. And if that wasn't already enough going against me, I was a super clearly awkward gay kid that was just trying to figure out who he was. And anytime you're different in school, you're probably prone to get picked on, and you're searching for answers, wondering if there is something wrong with you. And luckily, I had a teacher that was very kind and talked to me about it and let me know that there wasn't anything wrong with being gay.
All right, let me stop it right there. Let me stop it right the fuck there. Okay, so he said middle school was a very awkward time because he was coming of age and he was making that realization that he was gay, or he was middle school age, which means he was over the fucking age of 9. You're not in fucking middle school when you're 9 years old. I'm sorry.
Well,
So there goes your whole argument in support of this bill. And then your teacher had a talk with you. You know, it is nice that your teacher was sensitive to your, blossoming, whatever you want to call it. But the teacher then should have notified administration, hey, I had a student come to me with this today. I think we should notify the parents and let them know so they can talk to the child. And I haven't listened any further yet. So we're going to see if that happened or if the teacher decided to take educating this child on something that they had no fucking place doing, nor are they fucking trained to. If I was teaching, which I do, one of my students came to me and said this, I would be as understanding as I could. Absolutely. And then I would notify administration and say, hey, we need to talk to the parents. Make them aware of the situation so they can talk to their child in the manner that they deem appropriate for their family. There's no set, this is how you have to address LGBTQ plus, ampersand, gay frog, box, triangle, square, up, down, left, right, AB, start. No, you don't get every fucking letter in the alphabet either. You don't. You can't just take every fucking letter and say, this means this. No, you've got like 17 of them already. So fuck off with the rest of them, okay? We'll give you a less than sign and greater than sign. You can have that. The rest of the letters are off fucking limits. But let's listen to a little more of this video.
And it made a huge impact on my life. If the Don't Say Gay bill passes in Florida, that would have never happened to me. I would have been left alone and scared. And LGBT kids are going to be left alone and scared and hurt by this bill.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
And teachers that are gay and married to partners won't even be able to talk about them. They're going to have to pretend that LGBTQ people don't even exist.
Okay. All right. So teachers wouldn't be able to talk to their kids about this. Teachers wouldn't be able to talk to their students about this. All right, teachers wouldn't be able to talk to their students if they're gay and, have a partner, or, lesbian and have a partner, or whatever. First of all, the teacher's personal life shouldn't be brought up unless it's necessary. Like if you're talking about your spouse, and you're a man and you say, my husband and I, or my partner, and you know what? And then, okay, the topic needs to be addressed. But, you know, I honestly, as a teacher, if this is just me, common sense. And I know some people are going to attack me for saying this. They're going to say, you can't talk about it if you're heterosexual then. How I would approach it is I would sit down, or I would, be at the front of the class. And I would say, okay, so this is the thing. I, as a man, have my partner is another man, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just like if you're a woman and your partner's another woman, because when you're of age and you develop feelings for someone, you can't help how you feel about someone, regardless of if they're the same gender or not. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm saying this truthfully. I don't have any issue with that. I have an issue with indoctrination of kids. And this is the problem, is Disney, they target a huge portion of their product towards children. So Disney, just me and you right now. I'm going to holler at you for a minute. Don't indoctrinate fucking kids, all right? Having BLM ads on Disney Channel is bad enough, and that's why my son doesn't watch Disney Junior anymore. We don't watch that bullshit. We don't watch Disney Channel anymore. I have Disney Plus. Yeah, I don't pay for it. But I don't get inundated with BLM commercials during the summer of love, pushing a false fucking narrative. Keep your fucking hands out of the bullshit propaganda machine. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's my thoughts. I have very strong feelings on this as a parent. Like I said, I am completely in favor of the LGB community. Those are my thoughts, folks. What do you think, though? Leave yours in the comments below. That's right. Leave all your comments down below. Good, bad, and different. Smack the like button. Share the video, please. We appreciate that. It helps us fight the algorithms. All the interactions do. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. We're growing. We are right there with opening up channel memberships for everybody and starting to get some content behind the scenes done. We're going to start doing some pre-show streams on Monday and Wednesdays for the main shows that'll be available only for members. So there it is, folks. I'm Chapek, Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of yous. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow. I'll catch you on the next one. And remember,
I could do this all day.
It's better to burn out than to fade